What's a TV series that everyone should give a go? Father Ted. Blackadder. 6 Feet Under. The writing and the acting in this series is so good that it feels like you're watching an actual family. There's great character development. Every character has flaws and positive things about them that make you hate and love them. This show deals with loss and grief in such a powerful way. This show also has the best season finales of any show. Broadchurch. Deadwood. The plot is excellent. The characters are compelling. And the dialogue is downright Shakespearean. Edit. Cocksucker. Pushing Daisies. I swear no one has ever seen this show. It has everything. It's dark. It's funny. It's absolutely beautiful aesthetically. It has one of the best romance plots in any show I've ever seen. The show follows the pie maker, who can bring people back from the dead by touch but only for 60 seconds before another life is randomly taken. This meets with hijinks when he teams up with a private investigator in a dark whimsical world. I stick by the reason it was cancelled is because it made every other show on the station look like shit by comparison. Also, if you want to get your depression on. Carnival. Another stunningly beautiful show that shares the healer at a cost theme. This show is not funny or happy though. Arrested Development, especially the first 3 seasons. Literally the hardest I've ever laughed at a show. Ever. Barry. Amazing writing and acting. Hilariously dark story about a hitman turned theater actor in LA. I am anxiously awaiting season 3 and hope Bill Hader made big bucks for it too, since that burned him out and put Barry S3 on hold. The Americans. It's not very known but it was a really good show. Definitely deserves more recognition. True Detective S1. Each season is a self-contained mini-series. Atlanta. The Twilight Zone. I mean the original series. Because it is such a great work of television and 60 years later so many of the episodes still hold up. Peep Show all day every day. Dark, for those who love mysteries and brainfucks. The Wire. Derry Girls. It's about a group of Catholic schoolgirls, and boy, and is based in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. Silly. Hilarious and on Netflix. *edit. Wrong Ireland. Fargo on FX. Also. I know cartoons aren't for everyone. But BoJack Horseman is more insightful than a lot of serious dramas I've seen. The IT Crowd. Edit. I came here to drink milk and kick ass. And I've just finished my milk. WOOT. Thank you for the awards. What We Do in the Shadows. I had heard about this many times but hesitated to watch it because I'm really not into vampire shows, movies, books or really anything supernatural. I just think it's dumb. But I watched one episode of this and was hooked. For anyone who doesn't know, it's about a group of vampires who live together in a house in Staten Island. Present day. It's a mockumentary, so think The Office and Parks and Rec. Please nobody spoil it for me. I'm only on EP 7 of season 1. Edit. As many have pointed out, the show is based on a movie that is supposed to be brilliant. I have not seen it yet. But I'm going to try to watch it tonight. Thanks for the recommendations. Party Down. If you like mostly realistic space sci-fi and political machinations. The Expanse. No warp drives. No phaser beam weapons. No artificial gravity. Actual orbital mechanics. They build spaceships like skyscrapers. Not ocean-going ships. Because when you think about it, it just makes sense. Space is dangerous and unforgiving. Resources are low. And people are still people. No utopia kumbaya. It starts kind of slow. For some people, really slow. But it spends those first episodes doing some really interesting world building that pays off in spades later on in the series. Stargate SG-1. The Sopranos. Recently finished it and my life got a whole lot better. Also, the finale is delicious. Mr. Robot. But you need to just commit to watching to the end. The first 3 seasons are incredibly well done. But build up so much confusion. That confusion is important. Because season 4 just lets loose with absolute satisfaction with every episode. One season 4 episode counts as one of the best hours of TV I have ever watched. So, yeah. Mr. Robot. Psych. Gravity Falls. Mindhunter. It was refreshing to see a Netflix series like that. Please watch it. Hannibal. Yes, it got cancelled but it's one of my favorite shows in years. Everything about it is incredible. Fringe. Emo Star Trek. The Next Generation and Star Trek. Deep Space Nine are together essential viewing for everyone. The two shows complement each other beautifully, with TNG showing us the wonder and awe that the future brings with new technology, while DS9 balances it out with a mirror to our darker side and warns what would happen if we're not careful. TNG is about exploring strange new worlds and seeking out new civilizations, while DS9 fully develops them into proper unique societies. Captain Picard is a great diplomat and explorer, while Captain Sisko is a down-to-earth family man who's not afraid to get his hands dirty. Other than that, definitely watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I'd say you're going to get a lot of suggestions for that, so I wanted to offer something different. So, it essentially satirizes soap operas and was laugh-out-loud funny. Plus, you see Billy Crystal in one of his earliest roles. Chernobyl, Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Person of Interest, Community, Futurama. This series was pretty solid throughout its run and had a very beautiful ending. Coupling, a BBC show from 2000. It's a fantastic comedy with endlessly quotable lines and takes on new relationships. Parks and Recreation. First season is meh, but it just gets better and better. Orphan Black, Scrubs, Schitt's Creek. It's simultaneously heartwarming and clever, which is a combination you don't see often. The Inbetweeners. One I haven't seen yet. Justified. It's about a U.S. Marshal being reassigned to Kentucky where he grew up and dealing with his family, friends who are a bit on the shady side. It's kind of a Western. It has that vibe a little. But there are tons of good parts and great guest stars. Then, after watching Timothy Olyphant be a badass for several seasons, watch him in Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix where he plays a kind of wimpy suburban dad, husband. It's hilarious. Edit. Thought of another show. Mr. In Between. It's an Australian show about a hitman, criminal and his life. It's more of a dramedy, but it's on FX and I really like it. The guy that plays Dewey Crow on Justified is in it, which is why I thought of it. Ozark, BoJack Horseman, The Nick, largely unwatched show about the Knickerbocker Hospital in New York in the early 1900s. Stellar performances all round and some of Clive Owen's best work ever. The writing is incredible. The plot is engaging, and the overall production values are astounding. I don't know anyone else who has watched it. The Good Place. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has been one of the best shows on TV for 14 years now. Fleabag. I heard the second season was perfect start to finish. And they were not wrong. I cannot believe I never watched it before the other day. I am obsessed. PWB is amazing. I am watching Killing Eve now. I also recently watched Succession. So great. Black Mirror. Each episode is self-contained, so you don't have to commit to the long haul to get the entire story. It's like Twilight Zone. Skip the first episode if you're squeamish. But please no spoilers because it's best watched knowing as little about it as possible. Arrested Development. There are 3 seasons, just FYI, but there really weren't. Avatar: The Last Airbender. X-Files. Not all episodes are great. But most episodes are fantastic. Plus, if you can't handle horror movies but still need that itch scratched, X-Files is the perfect answer. It's creepy and weird but not really scary. On top of that, the writing is great. The characters are either dynamic and knowledgeable or ominous and secretive. It's become one of my all-time favorite TV shows. Seriously phenomenal. And it takes that newbie character arch. The new character on the scene where they don't know what's up. And things are explained to them. And through that to the audience. And puts a twist on it. Where Scully is new to the world of cryptids. Think Bigfoot, Loch Ness, Mothman, and aliens and conspiracies. But she's a doctor. So she approaches things as a skeptic but also incredibly knowledgeable about medicine. Sure, it has its dumb scenes. Scully remains a skeptic even going through the most bizarre things. And I swear every episode somebody says, "I've never seen anything like this." But the problems are few and far between and can easily be overlooked. I highly recommend X-Files. And it's all on Hulu. Bob's Burgers. It's funny, heartwarming, and also has one of the healthiest portrayals of family I've seen. The dynamic between Bob and Linda and their kids is one of my favorite parts about it. With everything going on, this show is one of the few things helping me stay sane. Black Book if you like to laugh. Peaky fucking Blinders. Breaking Bad. I quite like Travelers. 30 Rock.